do.
Well, that's that. I stressed that it was my decision that you would be anonymous on this,
Yes, it was.
so I mean, you were quite prepared to speak. So I want to make that quite clear on camera, quite use your face, but I felt it was unwise to do so. And it is a real fear, isn't it, that people will abuse you as a result of.
Of course it is.
Because if you're identified.
Yes.
And it is a theme, I mean, in work, in housing, it's one of the reasons people don't speak out. They say, oh, I might lose my job, might lose my flat. I mean, that in the 21st century, that really is a bit extraordinary, isn't it?
Well, exactly, that's the fear. Again, I hark back to Nazi Germany. It's the same fear the Gestapo installed. I mean, if you look what's happening now, with Francis Legaili making up a website where you can ring up and tell on your neighbour or whatever. You look at what Goering passed all those years ago. If you didn't like Nazism or if you said anything against the party, tell your party member and they'll get it sorted for you. I mean, it's a fear all the time. I mean, it's absolute nonsense. And I can give you a perfect example. On Friday afternoon last week, I was speaking to a very good friend of mine. I won't name names, but her mother is of an age, she's 63, retired, and going into hospital soon for a hip replacement. She was contacted by Social Security to go down to Social Security and sign on as a job seeker.
Right.
When she pointed out she was retired, they said it doesn't matter because the law's changed and you've got to be 65. And that woman is absolutely now petrified. I've advised her daughter to get hold of one of the deputies in their parish and see if they can't sort something out. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it is a curiosity that if you actually retire and take state pension before 65, as the law allows you to do, 63 or 60 it was for women, you are still liable for work, apparently. This is what the law requires.
As a lot of people do, it only fell to a certain age bracket.
Yeah.
If you were born after 80, then you've got to work till, I think it was something like that, 1980. If you're born after 1985, say, then
yeah,
you've got to work till you're 65 or 70, respectively.
Exactly. The future in Jersey, are you optimistic about it?
No, not at all. I'll go as far as to say, unless you're one of the elite on the island, you know, and got money, that's fine. Good luck to you. But to the ordinary working person, they're just seeing it going destroyed, deteriorating. The future's not good. I mean, let's face it, two people earning £600 a week couldn't get a mortgage for a 3-bedroom house.
No. Well, this is one of the extraordinary things. They're using the word affordable houses now.
Well, it's not.
And the planning minister is talking about an affordable house being a £200,000 house. But if you work out the figures, even a £200,000 house, an incredibly large number of people couldn't take a mortgage out on a £200,000 house.
Well, one of my family members has left the island over nearly 2 years now. He had a 2-bedroom flat up Five Oaks somewhere, and he actually sold up because he couldn't maintain it anymore, and so he sold and tried to get help, and he wasn't given any assistance whatsoever. Unfortunately, he's got a similar condition to mine, and he's now moved to England, and with the sale of the flat, he actually managed to buy a 3-bedroom property in England with a front and back garden for £68,000.
Incredible.
Now, how they can say England compared to us, they're only looking at the rich suburbs of London and then comparing.
Well, we are told that there are 20,000 people plus with housing qualifications who live outside of Jersey. I don't know how they keep the figures, but that's the official line. There's 20,000. But nobody seems to ask why they've gone. So there could be all sorts of reasons, obviously.
Well, I think the most obvious one, if you can go.
We've only got a minute or two left on my clock here, but the immigrant problem, as you see it, is an important issue for Jersey at the moment. What worries you especially about immigrants? What's the fear?
It's not so much the fear of immigrants, it's the fear of the government allowing it to continue.
Right.
There's so many unemployed at the moment, and I've experienced it myself, where you start off with 1 or 2 immigrants in a job, and then they tell their friends, and eventually, where I was working, there was 20 where I worked, Jersey or English. When I actually left after social advised me to, I was the last Jersey person. The rest were Polish, because the rest had been pushed out.
there's obviously what you say echoes very much what's being said by UKIP in the UK. If there was a UKIP party here, do you think it's the sort of party you'd join?
Yes. Yeah. I think without hesitation. And again, it's not because of any, like I said, please stress this, it's nothing to do with racism or anything. It's not the immigrants' fault. They're only doing what they're being allowed to do by this government and previous governments who have failed the Jersey people, basically.
Okay, there are many issues we could discuss, but we will put this out as it is and we'll see what happens. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.